I love the stews where, not where the pieces of meat are cut very small. So I've cut these ones very large, so you've actually got something to chew, and it's going to get very nice and tender. What I've done is I've marinated it, and I've marinated it in some port, orange zest, onions, celery, carrot, garlic, some bacon, a little bit of bacon there, add some flavour, and some thyme and bay leaf. And I've marinated that overnight. I've then strained it off in a colander like this, but saved all the marinade because that's going to make our sauce. Hi, Jen.
Hiya.
So, and I've basically, in the pan here, you can see, I've browned off all the meat, caramelised on the outside. That's where the flavour's going to come from. The more colour you can get on there, it's smelling absolutely delicious.
Now, is this a kind of version of what your mum would have brought you up on?
Yeah, but no port, unfortunately.
No,
she might have put some stout in it, a bit of Guinness.
Really?
You know, yeah. So, I'm going to add now, I've fried the meat off, I'm going to add all the vegetables from the marinade as well. And just start those frying a little bit. And at the same time, a little bit of flour, just to help with the thickening. And then turn that heat back up. We'll just cook that flour out. You want to cook that flour out for about 4 or 5 minutes to get rid of that real sort of raw flour flavour. I need that bowl back.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I was doing that because I was giving you space.
I
there you
know.
go.
But this, see, all this flavour, this is the port and the orange zest and all those sort of flavour, the bay leaf and the thyme, and that's going in. Right, the flour's going to help that thicken up into the sauce. And then I've got a little bit of beef stock here. Use a cube. I made some because I'm... Well, because I can.
Oh, because you can. Thank you, TG.
And then you basically bring that up to the boil, turn it down to the simmer, so it's just ticking over, cover it with a lid, right, for an hour and a half. That is ticking.
I want to see this. Look at that.
Right, that's ticking. That's exactly what it should look like. Right, so, but hour and a half. That's what's great about casseroles and stews, because you can, you know, once you've got that far, boom, off you go and get on with another job. But because I'm a passionate cook, what I get on with is adding something else to this. I want to make it really rich and earthy and add a real sort of piece of the Rebel TT. So what I've done is I've got some beetroot here,
yes,
which I've just cut into segments, right? And then I've made a syrup out of red wine, yeah? And it's a good quality wine. If you're going to cook with wine, you might as well use good stuff. You know, use the stuff you're going to drink at the table. You know, you don't buy a cheap bottle of wine or that rubbishness that people say that, oh, if a wine's corked, give it to the chef.
But
I don't want it.
If you were marinating, you know, if you marinate, because we had on last week the Rose and Ruthie from the Riverside Cafe, and they marinated a fillet of beef in red wine. What do you do with it after you've had it? I mean, I chucked it away. You can't.
Did you?
I shouldn't have done, should I?
I'd have just drunk it.
I'm
joking. Put it in the gravy. As long as it's a good wine. Good wine,
but
good gravy.
I use cheap wine. Should
together.
I have actually used...
you know, it's up to you, but if I'm cooking with wine, I want the wine that I'm drinking at the table. OK, so we've got red wine vinegar, brown sugar, that's going to form a syrup. We're going to flavour it with garlic, ginger, chilli and fennel seeds. So it's going to get some of that sort of licoricey. Imagine it's in the barrel and it's getting all those flavours, you know, that we're getting all those flavours into a pan, boil it up, for about half an hour, and it comes to a syrup, and you pour the syrup over the top of your beetroots.
Fantastic.
OK, and then you let those sit. Then, when your casserole has been cooking for an hour and a half, what you then do is turn up the heat. I want these beetroots. You'll see, these ones, this was a thick syrup when it went over the top. Okay. It's now extracted some of the juices out of the beetroot, right? And then we're going to chuck these into our daube. Now,
describe it before we eat it.
OK, this is going to be... It's going to have all the richness from the wine and the beef, OK? So it's... If you imagine the best beef stew you've ever tasted, right? And then you take the earthiness of the beetroot and you take the sweet and sour of the little syrup we've made, and then you throw in the fennel seed, the warmth of the chilli and the ginger and the orange zest, and it's all happening so much in here. Do you know what? I've just got to have a taste, actually, just of the sauce, because I'm dribbling here. Oh... I'm sorry, but I cannot be held responsible for what happens when you taste this.
OK.
Oh, let's get it into my
Now, listen, whilst this man is serving up... Oh, my goodness. Here's how to do it at home. For you guys, here's how to do it.
To make daube of beef with spiced beetroot, dice all the vegetables. Place the beef, bacon, vegetables and garlic in a bowl and cover with port and orange zest. Sprinkle with the thyme, add a bay leaf and leave to marinate overnight. Cut the beetroot into segments and place into a bowl. Boil the wine with the vinegar, sugar, fennel, garlic, ginger and chilli for 30 minutes and pour over the beetroot. Allow to cool. Drain the meat and vegetables and retain the liquor. Sear the beef in a casserole pan on a high heat in a little oil. Add the vegetables, the flour and stir well. Cover with the marinade and stock, lightly season, bring to the boil, simmer for an hour and a half, covered with a lid. Remove all the meat, vegetables and bay leaf from the pan using a slotted spoon.